And bam. Internet. There's audio this time from the start. Just to let you know. But there might not be. But it says there is. I think. Yeah, mine's coming through.
Yeah. Podcast.
Yeah.
I haven't got much to talk about. This isn't going to be a long show.
I'm cool with that. I kind of want to go to bed right now.
Okay, well, let's just get it done then.
Yeah, let's do the business. Play getting down to business.
Pleasure Town. Hello there.
Well, hello there.
Just wanted to see what you'd do.
It was that. That's what I did.
Hello and welcome to the JfG podcast. This is episode 260. My name's Alex, and I'm joined as ever by my very good friend Ash. And I'd imagine Ash will speak now.
All right, geezer.
Oh, thank God. You could have really stitched me up there. It would have been very, very embarrassing.
I would have cathedraled your castle there, mate.
Absolutely cathedraled me castle he would have done. Yeah. Dangerous.
Totally gazeboed. Yeah.
How's it going?
Right? Yeah, I mean, yes,
Fucking
I'm
Jinx
fine.
Make a wish.
Yeah, it's fine. I've had a lovely time this week in my new seat / steering sim racing setup, which
the play seat challenge he's rocking these days.
It's the play seat challenge.
It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
It is a fucking right now. It is
right now.
Holy crap, is that thing good? Like, I mean, compared to an ironing board, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
it's very impressive.
It's real good.
It's
real
really good. It's comfortable.
And you like the little bracket with the bar and everything, do you? I still haven't even tried that on mine.
What, the bracket with the bar? Lifting it? Oh, what? Do you still use your wheel stand then?
Yeah, well, when I got the play seat, I had a really bad back, and it seemed like it would probably be more helpful if I could just push the wheel away and exit the chair rather than having to like do stuff like
shifting it about. Yeah.
So sense. Now my back is fine for the time being, but I just lazily haven't bothered trying it with anything other than my previous.
Well, I'll let you know it works a treat.
Lovely.
No issues. Most people, I think, speak about how there's like lift or like the vertical wobble on it.
Yeah.
But I mean, compared to an ironing board, it's fucking solid, mate. So I don't know what they're on about. These cunts complaining.
I think I just need to try out for myself because
it's really
your
good.
Comparison is an ironing board.
I know, right?
So that's as helpful as that is.
Obviously, the main issue is you can't move it back or forward from yourself. It is in one position. You can pivot it, and that is all.
Right.
But to be honest, I find it in the perfect position for me. So I'm happy with the design of the chair in itself. It's really nice. It feels like really space age because what you do on this thing, there's like an arm and it flops down on top of you with your steering wheel and you can lift it up to get out. It's like, I don't know, it feels very sci-fi, let's say.
You're getting right in the cockpit.
Yeah, seriously. It feels
Hit there,
really,
getting
really
right
good.
involved.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice.
They're very happy with the purchase. I've played a lot of F1 2020 this week, so I guess we're going to talk about that later.
Well, you say later. I mean, I've certainly got nothing to add to this introduction. I've been nowhere and done. Actually, I did go somewhere. I did.
Lies. Okay. Yeah. Spreading lies. That's
I went to Birchington-on-Sea.
Oh, lovely.
Have you ever been there?
No. Maybe.
No, why would you?
I mean,
why would you go?
I don't know. What's it near? I can't even think of the place.
Herne Bay.
Herne Bay, been there.
It's Thanet, so it's sort of Margate, Ramsgate, Herne Bay, but it's between like Whitstable and Margate, maybe.
How does it compare to Margate?
It's much nicer than Margate. Although if that's your measuring,
that's your bar.
That's everywhere. That's everywhere.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, buddy.
You can be standing in the middle of a shanty town and you can sort of look around, sniff in the air, and be like, "Well, at least I'm not in Margate." So that's nice.
Thanks
I
for the
make no
title.
apologies to the
Okay.
people of Margate. They know what they are.
Yeah. Not in Margate.
At
Yeah.
least I'm
Cool.
not in Margate. And to be
Margate,
honest,
yeah,
that's the
yeah.
code that I live by at all times, buddy, especially through this pandemic. I look around and I think everything is kind of on fire, and it looks like that curve's going up again. That's a bit concerning in the
Ooh,
lead up
yeah.
to Christmas.
Those
However,
bloody younglings, mate.
those younglings spreading it about up
We
in
need a bit of
Bolton.
Anakin right
Yeah,
now.
bit of Anakin. But at least I'm not in Margate.
At least I'm not in Margate, yeah.
So that's good. Anyway, we've been like some sort of digital magpie in the last week or so. Obviously, we're at that stage in the moving into our new place that we hope to move into if all goes to plan, which it seems to be. In that bit where you're just waiting, and it's like, I mean, maybe there's stuff going on in the background.
You don't know.
We don't. No one's asking us anything.
No,
we've submitted all of our mortgage documents.
You've done
and everything.
it all. You've done what you can do.
Now this is going to take an indeterminable amount of time, and who can say how long that time is? I don't know.
No.
So what we've taken to doing is, or I started it really, was firing up like Gumtree and eBay and just seeing what people are fucking getting shot of in the local area. You know,
yeah,
to
free stuff
get
like it.
exciting new furniture for our new flat, which is actually smaller than where I live now. So I don't know where we're going to put any of it, but forget that.
Don't worry about that. Yeah,
and what that led to was the missus having a look on Gumtree one night and being like, "Oh, I found this really nice bedside table thingy," and then we realised that actually what she'd done is searched the area and it had gone, nothing in this area. Here's stuff from other areas.
Yeah,
and the thing that she'd fallen in love with was in Birchington, which is an hour and a half's drive from here. So
you went there.
We went there. went there after work last night to Birchington.
Cool.
Picked up a very small bedside table, posted a 20 quid through some random fucker's letterbox. And then we popped down to the sea, buddy, watched the sun set over the sea, and then drove back home again.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah, it was fine. You know, up Detling Hill, down the M2. No bother.
Speaking about moving, you made me realise that I might not have internet next week, which is shit.
Well, that's
we'll see.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, hopefully. I was on the phone to them today. That today being Wednesday. Onto Virgin, because I did the whole thing of signing up with my wife instead of me to get like the new promo deals and stuff like that, because they were just massive cunts, and I've ended up saving £30 a month, which is nice.
There you go.
Yeah, fuck those guys. But in doing that, I have to send my old kit back and get new kit, which fine, that's okay. The only problem was when I said I need it on this day, the next day they emailed me and said, no, you can't have it that day, you can have it a week later. I'm like, that doesn't work for me. So I just phoned them up today and they were like, yeah, we can do that. I'm like, why didn't you just do that in the first place? And this is why I hate companies in general.
They're pretty awful.
They're just really shit.
Well, you're running the internet gauntlet next week then, by the sound.
So yeah, we're going to have to see what happens. I'm meant to receive the new kit on the 16th, and my service is ceased to resist on the 17th. So, cutting it fine, I know, but...
Well, I'm not going to be here anyway, so...
Yeah, I know. You're not here, so it doesn't matter.
But you'll have nothing to do. You'll have no podcast or internet if you're not careful, and that's unfortunate, buddy. So
luckily, I've got like 40 gigs of data on my phone that I can blitz through. Yeah, I know, right? Nice. There was a reason I signed up to that contract. Mainly because I got it really cheap, and they were like, here's loads of data, and I'm like, okay, cool, I don't need it. I mean, my phone sits in my car like the whole time.
And now you're going to reap all the benefits.
And now I'm going to absolutely rape it, I think.
Yeah, beautiful.
You know, happy days. So, yeah. Nice. So yeah, there you go. That's what I'm going to be doing next week, instead of recording a podcast with you, buddy.
Yes, that won't be a podcast next week. Sorry, buddies. I'm heading off on a very brief break with my parents. It's just going to be weird. Haven't seen them for a few months, but that'd be nice. So yeah, but there we are. We'll be back the week after, and maybe by that point, Sony will have actually announced something. That'd be nice.
Doubt it, mate.
Just check sporadically as we head into the next sort of part of the show, just in case they've announced anything. Just have a look. Just S5. No. Anything there? Play has no limits, apparently. No. Okay, we move on. I'll check that again later. Before we head into talking perhaps about what we've been playing or something like that or whatever, buddy, do you mind me asking what you're drinking this evening?
Oh, I can definitely tell you that, my friend. I'm on the
thank God.
cheapest of cheap. Not the cheapest of cheap. I'm on Hearthwood Craft Beer Company, the Amber Adder, Lidl's famous amber ale, where you can get 4 big cans for under £4, which is my kind of price, buddy. What
Very
about you,
nice.
buddy? What are you on?
I am on some sort of G&T this evening.
Oh, shit, son.
It's a Brazilian gin. It's called Amazoni, like their rainforest or what's
I like
left
it. Yeah.
I'm part of the old gin club, the quarterly gin club, where you just pay a amount, and every quarter of the year they send you a bottle of gin and some other things worth about £1.
Nice. Classic.
And yeah, so this is the end of the bottle. I've made it last. My next bottle's coming next month. So, but yeah, very nice. The Amazoni gin, very, very tasty indeed, buddy.
Lovely stuff, buddy. Well, I guess let's talk about some video games.
Yeah, what have you been playing this week, buddy?
Well, thank fuck, I've actually played a game we haven't spoken about before. And I don't think we have, unless you've played this and I can't remember, which could definitely happen.
I don't think so.
No, I don't, that's what I thought. I have played The Last Campfire, made by Hello Games, famous for Norman Sky.
Norman, yep.
I'm trying to think of the guy's name that makes it. What's his name?
Sean.
Yeah, Sean McFlurry, or whatever it is.
Yep.
That's the guy.
That's his name.
Yeah, this is a lovely little puzzler. Say about a 6-hour puzzler. Maybe longer, if you're not as smart as me. Or quicker, if you're smarter than me. Yeah, it's nice.
Case in point.
Yeah, I mean, either way,
Either way.
you're a winner.
He's giving you ballpark. What else do you want?
You play a little character called Ember. He's like, I want to say he's like a bit of coal in like a little, sack. But he's probably not. It's like Sackboy, right? But not as... think a sack of potatoes, right? But blue. That's what you are with little eyes. Stuff happens. There's a story in there, I think. You got to light these campfires, right? And help your other fellow embers. You know, you got to help them. You got to you got to light the way to the end of the tunnel in simple way, I would say. And by doing this, you solve puzzles. It's point and click. There's no moving or anything. You just click, and then he goes there and he does stuff. Yeah, it's good. Really nice art style. The main thing I would say that made the game actually more enjoyable was the what's the person that speaks? The dialogue lady.
Narrator.
That's the word. Well done, buddy. That's why you're here. That's why you're here. Yeah, she's like Norse or something. I mean, probably not, but that kind of accent. And I don't know, she just does a fucking banging job of narrating. And it goes on like the same lines as like Bastion. While you complete things, she says kind of like what you're doing and what your character is thinking at that point. So it kind of gives you more of an insight of what is going on. Throughout the game, you can find little collectibles of I think his name is the Wanderer. and he's left like his notes on what the hell kind of his journey was like or whatever.
Well, he's like gone from town to town, presumably.
Yeah, kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's only like about 4 or 5 areas in this thing. And then in each section, there's like 8 embers. They're called Forlorn. I guess because they haven't got any spark or they're just dead inside. One of the two. And you go up to them, you meet them, and that kind of like teleports you in a way, not like a sci-fi like teleport. It was just like a smooth kind of transition into this. I would say, what was the MOBO? The Monument Valley. You know, like that kind of, I don't know, thing where you've got like the puzzle in front of you. You can see it. It's like that. If anyone's played the Toad's Treasure thingy on the Switch, it's kind of the same thing as that. It's not isometric, it's not top down. It's kind of a mishmash of both in a way,
right?
If that's a thing.
Just a sort of
and then
up and from behind type thing.
Yeah,
where you can
kind of
see
thing.
everything in front of you.
But then, yeah, the world rotates as you go round it, kind of thing.
Okay.
Kind of like Fez, but you don't have to switch it, and it's just nice. I did find with the puzzles though, as soon as I'm like, okay, that's how you do these puzzles, it was like, I can do all of these puzzles. They weren't extremely taxing. I think it's more of a story than meant to be a hard puzzler. It's meant to be just like an experience in a way. And throughout it, I didn't really pay much attention to what the hell was going on. I was just like, this is a really nice environment with lovely little puzzles. I'm enjoying finding all the little collectibles, all the different creatures and characters I'm meeting are quite interesting. It's a fantastic art style. It's really cool. It all unfolds like fucking the Wanderer guy is just a massive cunt, and he's stopping everyone from transcending, I guess, as an ember, because
he'll never settle down.
Because the whole gist of it is like he didn't want to transition on because it was like the fear of the unknown. So he was like, well, I'll just stop everyone from going, and you can all stay here, because, you know, everything's fine here. We know what here is. But then he found out that when people just stay still, they just can't be asked to do anything anymore. So you're the one that, you know, pushes that through and makes everyone follow him. It's really good. It's a cool little puzzler. Great game. Like I said, 6, 8, 4 hours, depending on cleverness, I would say.
Man, sounds nice.
Yeah, it's a good little game. It's worth it.
Beautiful.
If you want to play that kind of thing. I have, like I said last week, I picked up the Overcooked 2 DLC, all of it, because it was on sale. It was like 12 quid for everything. I was like, fuck it, I'll play it. So I have started tucking into that with the missus. We're just going all out, 3 stars from the get-go. We're like, every level, come on, we're not giving up until we 3-star this.
Couple of pros, yeah. You are.
Well, I mean, we seem to be sailing through it. Luckily, this DLC compared to the free DLC seems to have a lot more substance to it, which is good. It's got the whole crappy story. You know, there's a whole new little island where you've got to save the Onion King and all that malarkey. It's all there. It's got all the jazz. It's very cool. It's a great game. Overcooked 2. I mean, just the best co-op game to shout at people, really. And yeah, definitely worth picking up the DLC. I think it's free on Game Pass, some of the DLC, actually.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think. Don't quote me on that.
Hell of a slice.
But yeah, you could check that out if you can be bothered.
Maybe.
So there you go, buddy. That's what I've been playing. I've also picked up that Peaky Blinders game, Mastermind, is it?
Oh.
Yeah, I got it on PC, and I haven't played. Well, I played it for about 5 minutes. Seems a bit shit. I'm a bit disappointed with it so far.
Oh dear.
But I will persevere to see if it gets better, and I'll let you know in a couple of weeks.
Very nice too.
Gibbons, buddy. So what have you been playing?
Well.
Yes.
as I bob away to the dulcet tones of Simply Red.
Big fan.
Yeah.
Bunny too tight to mention.
Well, it's all about stars. It's all about For Your Babies, buddy. It's all about
I know.
Wonderland.
You haven't got to tell me about it. Yeah.
Fucking one album.
Great album.
Yeah. 1991 classic. Special edition, remastered on Spotify. I've been playing FIFA.
Yeah,
I've been
you
playing
have.
FIFA 20. There was a fairly ludicrous sale on. I don't know if it's still on, maybe. But FIFA 20 was £4, and in my town, it costs more for a pint of beer than that. And I've been playing a lot of PES because the football season, it did come back, but it didn't feel real because there's no crowd or anything. It just felt like it was training games or pre-season or something. And
it was such a shame.
I've had a hankering for some football, but PES is an abomination of a video game, frankly. Like, it is fucking shit, that video game. And I've played loads of it because I love football and I want to play a football game. And, you know, I've dabbled my way back through previous PESs as well because this year's one's so appallingly bad. But in the end, I thought, well, you know, Konami, they're not releasing a game this year. They're putting out a 25 pound fucking patch or something for a game where they don't even have the license. This is all kits for most of the teams, so that's a very Konami thing to do.
I love it.
And I kind of thought, well, I'm going to get FIFA. I'm going to get FIFA 21.
He's done
that's out in about 7 weeks' time, something like that. And I thought, last one's £4. It's a nice way of getting in the groove for the new game. I like, you know, get out of PES mode and into FIFA mode for £4 and maybe get a bit of enjoyment out of it as well. Was quite interested to try out Volta, which was the big addition to FIFA 20. And also I thought £4 was about what EA Sports deserves for one of their video games as well. So yeah, I was happy to pay it.
Fair dues.
Get yourselves a coffee on me. So yeah, that was basically the reasoning, and I have not been disappointed. This is a nice game to play. Obviously, it's a horrifying game from a microtransaction monetary point of view. It's stagnated for many years as well, in that there's not been, you know, revamping of modes, and graphically, I don't think it's anything particularly special either. But it's at least competent. And within my first match, I'd scored from a header and then scored a volley from outside the box. Two things that I don't know have actually happened on PES, like for a year's play. It just works, this game. It just works really well. It's a little bit on a track, and that makes the passing feel a little bit hollow in that it's just almost like, you know, with PES, it feels like you sort of have to aim and you have to think about it, and it might not go where you want. In previous iterations, that was the allure. In the new game, it might go anywhere, the ball, and that's not fun. Whereas this game, it kind of feels like, you know, I can one touch pass like 8 times in a row, and it just kind of feels like nothing. I'm just hitting the button there, you know.
Ping pong.
It is ping pong-esque. It's something that they kind of eradicated 10 years ago and have slowly been bringing back because they're arseholes. And PES has kind of eradicated it to a degree as well. You can't play more than 2 or 3 passes before something goes astray. But this just feels very easy, and therefore not challenging, and therefore not especially fun, but relatively satisfying. You can skin people on this video game. You can run around them, and that's fun. You can play crosses improperly. It just works. It's a bit empty. It's a bit soulless. But at least it fucking works. And that is bottom of the barrel scrapage time, buddy. That is apparently the most that you can ask for as a football fan these days.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've started a career mode. I've made a rainbow-coloured witch woman with a witch's hat. She's the manager of Fulham.
She is. That makes sense.
Yeah. She's a scary, scary woman. No one really knows why she was brought in, but we're going strong. We're going strong in the league.
Like it.
Nice win over Forest last night, I have to say.
Solid.
Had to be done. And then, Volta mode is the big replacement for the journey that FIFA has had for several years, and I personally rather enjoyed. Possibly in a minority there, but I did. And so it's street football, like sort of FIFA Street, but without any of the flair or excitement. It doesn't really. Well, it just
really, you're selling it.
If you've played any of the training games on FIFA for the last 5-6 years, where you've got like maybe a pass training exercise with 4 players, it's quite good FIFA at having lots of different weird little training games and stuff. This doesn't really feel like much more than an extension of that. It's got an annoying commentator guy who is obviously like from the street. And
obviously.
It's all like manual, so the shooting and passing and everything you have to actually aim directly to player. It's not kind of automatic or semi-automatic with the shooting and stuff, which gives it a degree of challenge. Although the goals are already like, they're like five-a-side goals.
Yeah,
it's all right. There's a story mode which is insufferable. Like there's a load of voiced characters and an actual narrative, and it's obviously terribly written. It's riddled with characters made by a corporate entity that doesn't understand youth culture, doesn't understand street football, has no concept of real people, and has probably focus tested the fuck out of it with agreeable types who are just after a bit of free game time. So it's pretty disappointing in that respect, but you can skip through all that bullshit. The actual gameplay is quite fun. It's quite enjoyable. It's vague novelty though. You wouldn't really play it for hours and hours. I had a little go with the missus. We played a few games and we quite enjoyed sort of knocking it about, but I couldn't say it's better than FIFA Street on the 360. so it's kind of irrelevant, isn't it, really?
Yes.
I don't think I've got anything else.
That's fine.
It's fine. It's a reasonable game. I think they fixed a lot of the issues that were there from the start. They've got a couple of extra things they've expanded career mode into, where you have pre-match and post-match press conferences, and your dialogue tree actually affects. You can talk about players and you can talk about the team, and it actually affects the team's morale. So their sort of green arrow, orange arrow, red arrow sort of stuff is actually affected by what you say in press conferences, which is
red arrows.
Blue Angels, So that's kind of cool, and it's fine. The new career mode that they've been working on for the new game looks very cool. They've got this whole new skill training thing where you can sort of, by individual player, you can train them up and you can change their positions as well, and train them to be in different positions and that sort of thing. So that looks nice. But it's a decent football game. This is the best football game of 2020. Or 19,
2019,
whatever. Yeah. For this season just gone, FIFA is much, much, much better than PES. Much better. I don't know that it was at the start. The PES demo was much better than the PES game.
Yeah.
The FIFA demo was much worse than the FIFA game. So kind of role reversal there.
It's funny how it switches like that.
It is. It's the second or third year in a row where Konami have released a demo that isn't representative of the gameplay of the video game. Fool me thrice, Konami. Never again.
They do state that, though. They said this isn't a full representation of the final release.
No, and that's fine, but you do expect it to be kind of in the spirit of the thing.
You expect it to be vaguely similar, don't you?
Exactly.
You mean,
exactly.
Yeah, that'd be a funny one if they just released this, I don't know, demo that was complete, it was rugby.
Sensible soccer.
No, it was just rugby.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, that's football.
The thing that they're adding to career mode for FIFA 21 is like a football manager thing. So it's going to have much more of the football manager options in terms of management behind the scenes. But you can also go into managing a game from the sidelines. But so you've got the sort of classic football manager 2D pitch and stats down the sides and stuff.
Well, it's always baffled me why they haven't done that in the past.
There was an old FIFA. EA used to make some football manager games with different clubs on the front that had that sort of
I
vague
remember.
feature set light, but this is going to let you so you can do that, and if you want to sort of manage a team and just give instructions and stuff, but then also at any point you can jump in either to take over the team or as a single player, and then you can hop back out again as well,
That's
which is quite
nice.
nice, you know.
Just giving
But
you
that's
options, really, isn't it?
all I'm doing is talking about the next game, the one that I don't
Yeah,
have.
not
But
the one. Yeah, I know.
anyway,
well.
that's FIFA. It's fine.
It's FIFA,
Obviously, Electronic Arts are a horrible organization. EA Sports are a bunch of absolute cunts, and FIFA as an idea is designed to farm money out of children via their parents' credit cards, and they can all fuck themselves. But
Yeah.
the career mode in this football game is okay, relatively enjoyable, and far less frustrating than PES. So
Nice.
there you
Cool.
go. F1, I can't really say any more about F1.
We can't really talk about F1 anymore.
It's brilliant.
I've just been going through the career mode, and it's thoroughly enjoyable. It's really good. They've done a stellar job with it, I think. The whole create your own team, and I don't know, it feels a lot more personal than just signing for like AlphaTauri or something like that. It's cool. I like it a lot.
It's great.
It's really good.
Yeah, really good career mode and very enjoyable. And yeah, I'm in my second season and I'm still doing all of the practice sessions and stuff. It's just quite fun, really.
Yeah.
I don't know how it'd be once you're sort of 3-4 seasons in and your car is like way better than everyone else's. I don't know how much replay value there is at that point.
I guess that's when you turn the difficulty up. I don't know.
Keep going up until you can't win anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so. But yeah, fucking great game. So good.
Very good. Yeah. So that's pretty much what we've been playing this past week, which is I was surprised with that, to be honest.
Yeah. You played a new game from Hello Games. I played FIFA for some reason.
Yeah.
There you go. What else do you want?
Don't know.
Other shit, I suppose.
Oh,
We've got
yeah.
some other
There's
shit.
always other shit. I mean, it's been a funny past couple of days, isn't it? With people saying stuff's coming out, leakage and all that, and then I mean, today nothing happened. I was expecting.
Well, I'm just checking again, just in case.
Checking it again.
Checking it again.
It's checking it again. I'm guessing there's nothing. Old Gaming Guildford. They really got that fucking everyone a bit excited, didn't they?
They said that they tweeted yesterday to someone saying that there was Sony had scheduled a thing today. And all of the major websites reported it. Also, Amazon UK listed some wall mounts.
Oh, wall mounts, that was it. Yeah,
wall mounts for the PS5, so you can mount your PS5 to the wall.
Cool. That's what I want to do.
All of their PlayStation stuff says that it's coming out December 2050, just to be safe and not put any date on anything. But these wall mounts said 19th of November on them. So this year. So maybe it's coming out then.
Just fucking tell us. Who cares?
Well,
anymore?
they're really sort of stirring people into a frenzy. Like, people are just just desperate to give Sony their money now, and
they could buy that $8,000 gold-plated one.
They could. I have to say, it looks like a very decent tactic from Sony. The way everyone's carrying on online, desperately wanting to pre-order something when there's not even any games for it coming out this year.
Mate. No.
It's pretty amazing. Obviously, Microsoft have released details of their systems, and they did it yesterday as we're talking to you now, seemingly a preemptive strike, knowing that Sony were holding their conference today. What we know now, I suppose, is you would suggest Sony have bluffed them. And
I thought they announced it because of a leak. Someone leaked that the Xbox Series S was going to be like $300 or something, and then they were like, "Oh, you got us. Here you go. Here's the details for that."
Yeah, well, I think that was all tactics. I think that they leaked 300 themselves.
They
so
always
that they could
do that.
Make it look even better by saying it's 250. But unfortunately for them, I think Sony were bluffing them as well, and have bluffed the price out of Microsoft without ever having any intention of announcing the PlayStation details today. I think that's what's happened. Anyway,
Either way, at least we
we
know
don't know.
something now.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on with Sony, other than Twitter is livid because they so desperately want to pre-order a console that doesn't have any games coming out on it. But what we do know, if you do want a console that doesn't have any games coming out on it, is
Nice.
Microsoft have bothered to date and price their console. And
Yay.
secondly, they are releasing two consoles rather than one. But unlike the PlayStation model, where they've got a one with a disc drive, one without a disc drive, these ones have different stats and are therefore starkly different price points because of that. So we've got the series. The series is the sort of quantifier for this generation from Microsoft. We knew
Not
that
the
it was going to
one.
be the Xbox Series X. We now know that there's also the Xbox Series S, in line with the One S and the One X, like we've got at the moment, which is stupid, consistent and stupid.
Yes,
Consistently,
I was trying to explain this to my son the other day in the car. And I was just like, this is fucking dumb.
they've already failed on their message. If you have to explain it to a child who is a gamer,
Yeah.
they failed. But anyway, here we are. Here we are with the Series X and the Series S. What have we learned? We've learned that the Series X is £450 and the Series S is £250. We also have a
That's a
release date,
big
which I can't remember right
difference.
now.
10th.
10th of November.
Yeah, there you
Okay.
go.
So possibly
It might
a
not
week
be.
before.
I'm saying that.
Oh,
reckon it
okay.
I'm going to say I'm 97% sure.
Okay, well, I'll look it up.
Okay. While you do that, I will give you some stats about
You're right.
the Xbox Series. I'm right. Yeah, that 97% is now 100.
Yeah. So 450 for the Series X, 250 for the Series X, a massive difference of £200, 499 and 299 respectively for the US versions. They're doing this subscription model for the Series S, where it's 20 quid a month for 2 years, works out 480. But
Yeah.
you get the console and you get gold and you get Game Pass for your 20 quid a month.
Yep. That's Game Pass Ultimate or whatever it is as well,
Yeah.
so you can have it on your PCs. How much is Ultimate just a month in general? Is it like £10?
I'm paying 30 every 3 months. So yeah, tenner a month.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like a
paying.
tenner a month. So that's like
So it's double, but you get the console.
yeah, £10 a month, obviously, for your console, which works out at like 240 quid. So that's actually £10 cheaper.
Really, really good move from them, especially this year. Like, this is the sort of year where you're running a bit of a gauntlet releasing a console, as lots of people are unemployed and the world's on fire. The idea that people could sign up to a subscription model, like a phone contract, to get their console, is hugely alluring, surely, to loads of people.
I'm tempted. Yeah, £20 a month for that. All right, fuck it.
It does sound quite reasonable. EA Play on Game Pass was the other big announcement, wasn't it? That's being added.
Coming Christmassy time, I think around then. EA Play is going to be included in Game Pass. So
Very cool.
that's really good. All your 10-hour trials and stuff you get in there. You can play Need for Speed Heat. Like I want to play Need for Speed Heat. I don't know about you, but I do.
Then basically any EA or EA Sports game that's over that's a year old is part of
FIFA 20 could do that, mate.
Yeah, Volta. There you go.
Bit of Volta for you. Yeah.
We've got stats.
Cool. Yeah, let's do
Courtesy
stats.
of Tom's Hardware, we've got stats. Graphics wise, you're looking at a big difference between the two. The Series X, we already knew. AMD RDNA 2 GPU, 12 teraflops, 52 CUs, 1.8 gigahertz clock speed per CU. Fast.
This motherfucker, that is. Speedy motherfucker.
The Series S is 20 CUs instead of 52. Clocks at 1.55 rather than 1.82, resulting in 4 teraflops. Which, in theory, we'll talk about this a little bit more after we finish these stats, but in theory is like 2 teraflops less than the current Xbox One X the sort of
Yes.
ultimate console. Processor-wise, they are the same. They will have the same processor in them, which is why the S will be significantly more powerful than the Xbox One
One of the
X.
reasons why, yeah.
Yeah, along with the RAM, which the Series X is 16 gig GDDR6. The Series S is only 10 gig GDDR6, but that's still slightly more than the 8 GDDR4 that the Xbox One base model has.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be relatively nippy. It's going to be a 512 gig NVMe SSD versus a terabyte on the Series X. And all of
That's
that,
a bit tight
that's
for
very
for a
small.
digital only console.
Yes, it is. So obviously, there'll be the option to expand with external storage there, but
Yeah.
you always got the issue of the fact that you're going to be running very large game installs on a console that you can't put a disc in. So yeah,
But the majority of people only really play about 2 games at once or something. Wasn't that the whole ethos behind it?
I think it
Or was that
PlayStation
Sony that said that?
Yeah,
It was
Mark
Sony, wasn't
Cerny
it?
said it was like 5 games. If people
Yeah.
can install like 5 games, then with internet speeds as they are now, you conceivably wouldn't care that much about not being able to install more than like 5 to 8 things.
I think he's
That's on an
right.
850 gig drive though, rather than a 512.
Yeah, true. I think he's got a point, but still, fuck you.
I would
I want
rather
all
they
my
keep the
games.
cost. I'd rather they keep the cost of the system
Yeah, true.
down, and give me an upgrade path than
Yeah,
charge
definitely.
£800. So I've got a 2 terabyte
Yeah,
SSD in
and
there.
you'd be like, oh, fuck me. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
You can
yeah,
get
you
it
are
gradually.
right. But still, fuck those guys.
So performance-wise, obviously the Series X has been targeting 4K 60 frames and up to 120 frames, and possibility of sort of 8K 30 and stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
The Series S is focusing on 2K, I suppose, 1440p, 60 frames, and up to 120 frames. It will be able to play up, sort of upscale to 4K. So it'll have, my little shit heap can run in 4K. It just shouldn't. It can barely do anything. So yeah, that's the aim of it. That's why it's the price that it is. And as I said before, although it's less in terms of the teraflops, the processor's infinitely better. So's the RAM, and it's running an SSD. So it's inevitably going to be much more powerful system than the Xbox One X. And also, Microsoft have alluded to the idea that at some point during this next life cycle, they will no longer support the older systems. The Xbox One X has been discontinued, and therefore, it's conceivable that in 2 years' time they could be releasing games that don't even work on it. So that's another reason why this is a better option for you if you're thinking about splashing the cash.
Gibbons.
I think that's everything we know. $250 though for that console. What do you make of that?
I think that's pretty good, to be honest. I think a lot of people that don't know a lot about computer games will be like, holy shit, this new one's only £250. That's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. For me, I still think 4K gaming is bullshit for me at the moment. I mean, I have a 4K monitor. I mean, we've always said I'd rather games run at 60 frames, but it can run at 2K 60. But then, what games are going to run at 2K 60? Which, yeah, you know how it is. I think as a box with that stuff in, I think it's incredibly well priced. To have like the 512 NVMe drive in there. You got your 10 gig of RAM. I'm just saying the stats that we already know, but I think that's quite a package for such a little price.
Well, the NVMe drive alone, if you bought a PC equivalent, be 50 quid, I suppose.
Yeah, it's probably a really good one as well. So you're probably talking like 70, 80 quid, really.
You'd maybe talking a similar amount for the RAM.
Yeah,
that RAM.
Oh, yeah, more. That RAM will be DDR
Six.
six.
So
Yeah,
maybe it's a
that'll be
ton for that
expensive.
10 gigs.
Yeah. So I mean, that's 180 quid there.
And the Zen
alone.
2, like that's quick. That's a quick and new processor.
Yep.
A PC equivalent would probably set you back at least a ton, and you're already
So,
over the
yeah,
cost of
yeah.
the thing before
Yeah,
you've even
exactly.
thought about the custom graphics card.
And you got to think how small this thing is as well.
Yeah, it's really tiny, isn't it?
It's pretty teeny tiny. So yeah, I'm very impressed with it. As someone that's pretty much committed that is gonna carry on with Sony in this next generation, I am tempted to keep my eye on this, or even, like I said earlier, go for the £20 a month thing and just have it as a fucking Game Pass box.
That's what I've done this
pretty
gen.
decent. Yeah, exactly.
Having it as your second console and pricing it at $250 is going to pick up a lot of those people who want both. A lot of people are going to get that second console, and they just go down that road so they can play the exclusives in 2K, and they'll be laughing. That's fine, isn't it?
There is no reason to buy an Xbox One at all now.
No,
not
definitely
at all.
Not. No.
For the small increase in price, like whatever it is. Like, I mean, I saw an Xbox One X for like 200 quid on Hot UK Deals this week, and it was getting pretty hot. Like now, I don't know if that would get that hot because this is 250 quid, like brand new, all in.
I think at this point, if you're paying anything more than £120 for an Xbox, then you're being robbed.
Yes,
to be honest.
I know. Even in the climate where we are.
Yeah, even now.
Yeah.
So, they've blinked first, I suppose you would say, or cleverly got out in front of Sony. With Sony's
I mean, Sony can't go above 450 quid now at all.
Well, they can't go 250 either because their console is as powerful. Both models are as powerful as each other.
What was the rumors? It was 450 and 350, wasn't it?
That's right. I still think that's accurate.
Fucking £100 less for a diskless drive.
Yeah, but they've got you by the balls with the games, haven't they? You can't put a disc in. You got to buy everything off them.
You have to buy it first hand straight off them. Yeah.
I would imagine what's going on right now in Sony HQ is they're trying to decide whether they could shave 50 quid off of that.
300 quid for a diskless one.
300 diskless. They blow these cunts out the water.
I'd be in.
That's the way I see it. If they could hit £300, $350,
because they would make that back in sales.
They would.
Software.
They'd have to take a mega hit because, as I understand it from reports, it's been even more expensive getting these consoles made because of the pandemic than it would be normally. The rumor is that it's going to be one per household because the demand's so high, and they've worked everyone into a frenzy. But I think it'll be 350 diskless. If it was 300, that'd be amazing in terms of versus Xbox, because you can say what you want about this 250 quid model. It's not that powerful in comparison to the PS5 and the Series X. It's not got the beans.
I don't think it's meant to, though. That's the whole point.
No, it's not. It's not. But and it's clever because anyone who doesn't follow it carefully, as you say, is going to look at that and be like, "Fucking hell, new console, £250."
Exactly.
But the bottom line is that it does not. It's not the value that it looks. If Sony can come out within 50 quid of that price point with their full bells and whistles version of their system, then I think you have to say that they've played a blinder there. But we'll see. Yeah,
they need to do a campaign where it's like the cheapest place to play Fortnite next gen.
Yeah,
and they will sell.
What do you think of the 450, millions? By the way, the Series X price? What do you make of that?
To be expected. It's
a lot of money.
I would have liked 400, but
yeah.
I mean, I think we expected these things to be 450, 500 quid from a while ago anyway, which is not great. It is what it is.
Yeah, I think for the sort of hardware you're getting. I think the reason that I'm struggling with the value of them is the games.
Yeah, obviously
the
we've spoken
games.
There's shittle games coming out.
Yeah, on both systems,
titles, and it's I don't know.
There's nothing coming out this year on either device. There is no reason to pick this up day one.
No, unless you want to play the games that are coming out in a higher resolution and a better frame rate.
Yeah, I suppose the price probably won't drop on them in the first 12 months. So
Nah, of course not.
you buy one before Christmas or after, it makes no odds. But I just don't see it. There's I just don't know why. There just doesn't seem to be any point to me.
No, not right now.
Especially when we're having so much joy out of little party games like Fall Guys and Rocket League
and racing on F1.
Further proof that if you've got your Sims set up and you've got your party games, then it's not really about the power of the system at all.
No.
But anyway, there you go. I'll do one more check, buddy. Just searching PS5,
PS5
just in case. Just in case.
Go on.
Nope.
No, nothing. That's a shame.
Nothing. It'll probably happen in the morning, just after we've recorded. But anyway, there we are. That's our news on new console stuff. Radio silence from Sony at the moment. The only other thing I think we've got as part of the show this week is on the old Discord. It's been relatively busy on the Discord this week. Thanks so much, everyone.
Strider's been about, Orange Pirate's been about,
Good bit of discussion about Wasteland 3 and new console stuff. And you can get involved, of course. You can head to one of our streams. So we're on Twitch, we're on YouTube, or head to the JfG podcast.co.uk. You can find the Discord link there. Come and join the community and get stuck in. And this week in the podcast questions, or rather probably more answers or feedback at this point, Cosmic Dad said he's just listening to episode 258 and Alex wants a new cartoon to watch. The 7 series of Clone Wars are a little hit and miss, but genuinely some of the best Star Wars stuff in my opinion. I've been meaning to watch some Clone Wars for a while. I've got Disney Plus.
They're all on Disney Plus, isn't it? Yeah.
I need to do that, and thanks for the recommendation. That's G'd me into the right direction, and I'll probably do that now.
Nice.
Yeah.
You could watch Dungeons and Dragons. All episodes are on YouTube for free. Great cartoon from back in the day. Love it.
That was a good cartoon.
It was.
I liked that.
Yeah.
There's some Japanese Red Panda thing on Netflix that the missus wants me to watch. I've been kind of battering away with that, so not sure.
Dungeons and Dragons, mate.
Dungeons and Dragons on YouTube. Yeah. There you go. Lovely. Well, I think that's our show because there's not really anything else to add, is there?
No.
No? You said it like you weren't sure. Are you thinking?
I don't know. No, I mean, I'm trying to. It's not working very well, though.
It's not working.
No. There's nothing to report. Nothing less. I think we've said everything that needs to be said of anything of importance this week. I mean, if we were a proper podcast, we'd have loads of crap about nonsense and stuff that happens in gaming that no one cares about. But we're not going to
do that.
We're really shit.
No, we don't care. Not interested. No. We're done.
It's true.
Hopefully, by the time you hear us next time round, which is obviously not next week, but the week after because of my little departure, we'll have some Sony information about the PlayStation 5. And
maybe.
And, you can sell your soul to Sony and pick up your new console so you can play, I don't know, The Witcher in 4K. Doesn't sound too bad, actually, that.
I could do that on my PC.
You could do that if you had one of those, yes.
Yeah.
True, very true. But we'll see on that one. Either way, thanks so much for listening, buddies. Oh.
One thing, have you seen the new NVIDIA graphics cards? They're pretty good.
They do look very nice, don't they?
They look fucking silly.
They're ridiculous.
Yeah, I watched the old Digital Foundry thing on that. Worth a watch if you like graphics cards. They're very, very good. I think I read something earlier that the 3060 Ti or whatever it is going to be as, if not more powerful than the 2080 Ti. So it's quite a step up.
They've come out just in time to make the new consoles look a bit silly, as they often do.
Pretty much. Much. Anyway, that was my little thing. Because we don't really talk about PC that much.
Not a massive amount.
That's something.
Yeah.
For people that like PCs.
Yeah, if you got stuck in on the old graphics cards and you want to say, something fairly generic along the lines of how brilliant PCs are and everyone should buy PCs and consoles are rubbish or whatever, then do so in our Discord so you can be mocked by our community.
Do it.
Do it. And thanks so much for listening. We'll be back in a couple of weeks, buddies. Until then, I've been Alex. He has been Ash.
Goodbye.